Snakes are some of the world's sneakiest creatures, hiding in plain sight and striking when the cards are in their favor. Most people have a healthy fear of snakes and try to steer clear of them the best they can. These slithering reptiles are notoriously not picky when it comes to getting a meal and will eat anything they can fit in their mouth. Keep watching as we cover the top 10 craziest things swallowed by snakes. Before we dive into the video, take a moment to subscribe and turn on notifications. Or don't and not be cool. Number 10. Bright idea. Although it's not clear as to where and when this happened, that is most definitely a real x-ray and that snake really did swallow those light bulbs. As to why the snake swallowed the bulbs, maybe it thought they were another snake's eggs, but our guess is as good as yours. It's hard to imagine that while the snake ate the fragile bulbs, the glass didn't break and cut up the snake's insides. It obviously found the lights to be appetizing, considering it didn't stop at the first one. It's safe to assume that the bulbs weren't coming out the other end, or if they did, it would be in many painful pieces. Ouch. Number 9. Gator Bites. Known to be some of the most dangerous creatures to inhabit the earth today, alligators and crocodiles rank pretty high in the predator list. These prehistoric reptiles have thrived on Earth for millions of years and have been so successful that they've gone through minimal evolutionary adaptations. That being said, every now and again, a croc or gator will meet its untimely demise by the squeeze of a large snake. More common than you'd think, snakes actually take down these superior predators pretty regularly. It does, however, come as a huge risk to the snake, as one bite from either of the superior reptiles would leave the snake in two pieces and its life, of course, over. To combat this, the snake's only move is to constrict and hold till the gator dies. A slick trick that, when successful, allows the snake to eat higher up on the food chain. Number 8. Self-tasting. Known to exhibit this behavior from time to time, snakes will attack and eat their own kind. In these circumstances, however, the snakes seen are actively trying to eat themselves. Oftentimes confusing their tail for that of another snake or a prey animal, they try to eat their own body and will pull themselves inside out after getting to their own head. Crazy, right? To think that these animals have such small brains that they can't differentiate their own body versus a prey animal is just ridiculous. But hey, if they want to eradicate themselves, we're fine with not having so many snakes in the world. Number 7. Got my goat. If you were to live in Florida or in South America and had smaller livestock, chances are you'd want to make sure they don't get taken out by the larger snakes that live there. Unfortunately, python and anaconda numbers have skyrocketed, forcing more people to have to kill off some of the species to not only protect animals but also small children and dogs. Strange enough, goats have ended up in the wrong place at the right time and became a snake's lunch. We'll hope for the goat's sake that its death was quick and painless, but knowing how these massive snakes overcome their prey, chances are that the goat got crushed in the snake squeeze. Number 6. Kangaroo subdued. Another large animal that snakes favor just so happens to be kangaroos. Known to roam the outback in groups and occasionally pick fights with humans that invade their space, the humble kangaroo lives a tough life in extreme heat conditions with minimal to no water supply. Sometimes, when venturing too close to wooded or forested areas, the kangaroo can be surprised to find a large snake that has already lunged onto it before the poor thing knows what happened. In most cases, once the snake grabs hold, the fight that never happened is over and the kangaroo is left helpless as life is squeezed out of it. Number 5. Clogged Toilet. This would have to be up there on the list of things we'd most definitely not want to see when going to the bathroom in our own home or any bathroom for that matter. Well documented and known to happen in places with extraordinarily high snake infestations, these instances might give you a visual trauma for life. Yes, snakes in these places have been known to work their way up through sewer systems and into the pipes that lead to your toilet. Being that they've lived in a sewer system and made it all the way up through your pipes, it's safe to assume what these snakes have been eating to survive, and that's just gross. So if you ever find yourself in a country or place where snakes run rampant, we encourage you to take a look into the toilet before sitting down and possibly losing some tender bits. Number 4. Snake a day. We know that this episode is supposed to be about snakes eating crazy things, but we feel as if we'd be holding out on you if we didn't include this ridiculous predicament. Seen in a body x-ray of a woman, in her guts is a very large snake, over 2 feet easily. The kicker is that this woman was alive and well at the time of the picture, so we're wondering how the snake made its way into her intestines. Obviously, there's only 2 ways in and the snake is facing upwards, so does that mean that the woman in the photo let a live snake slither into her bum? We'd like to think nobody would do such a thing, but we'd most likely be wrong, and this picture is proof. Let us know in the comments below how you think the snake got inside of this lady. Number 3. Baconator. Another crazy thing that snakes have eaten is no other than a pig. They say that everything is better with bacon, and it's safe to assume that these snakes feel the same way. It's definitely odd to see a snake with a pig halfway in its mouth, but it happens pretty often. In captivity, people will actually feed large snakes a pig as a form of food. More often than not, the pig is already dead in these situations, so paying for the prey animal is not of concern. As to why people keep a reptile that could kill them in their sleep, we'll never understand, but as always, who are we to judge? Number 2. Bat snack. A rare sighting indeed, a snake is seen eating a bat after recently killing it. Bats have always been creepy, and that creepiness multiplies when the bat is a large one, and the one photographed is no exception. Looking at those hands and that arm, they look so similar to humans. Regardless, we'd like to know how the snake got a hold of a bat, especially in broad daylight. Our best guess is the bat was roosting in a tree overhead and was snatched from a branch, falling to the ground in a death squeeze. Number 1. Unfortunate son. Not normally a way to go, a very large snake had killed a man by strangulation. For all the people that are skeptical, we can assure you that this photo is definitely real, and this isn't the only time people have been killed by these large snakes. The photographer demonstrated the power of nature and forever encapsulated this man at his demise. Although sad and even disturbing to see, it shows us just how fragile life is and that the smartest beings to ever walk the earth can suddenly become prey and face untimely deaths. After the picture was taken, the snake was killed and the man's body was taken back to his family to be laid to rest with a proper burial.